Hi everyone, it's SpeedyGoneCuber here, and in this video I'll be going through cube notation. Before I go into this video, I just want to remind you all that if you are not subscribed to the channel yet, I highly recommend you consider doing so, as we post Rubik's Cube videos to this channel every Sunday, which you definitely don't want to miss out on. I would also like to give a shout out to Rubik123, who commented on my last video saying, "Cubing is a sport and there is one main reason. If it is competitive enough that there are competitions, then it is counted as a sport." I think this was a very good point, which is why I showed this to you guys. Anyways, now for the actual video. Cube notation is letters that we use for reading algorithms on a Rubik's Cube. This is very useful, as it can help us to remember and understand sequences of moves. Not only this, but you will also be able to fully read algorithms, which can be used for scrambling and learning a new algorithm. In this tutorial, I will not only be going through basic notation, but I will also be going through every other type of notation for the 3x3 Rubik's Cube, including rotations and slice turns. Without further ado, let's get straight into the tutorial. The letters on the 3x3 Rubik's Cube are R, L, U, D, F and B. This may sound a little confusing to you at first, but if you understand what each of them mean, it can be a whole lot easier. R is for right, L is for left, U is for up, D is for down, F is for front, and B is for back. Whenever you see a capitalized letter on its own, you would turn that side clockwise. For example, F would be to turn the front side clockwise, not anti-clockwise, clockwise. However, if you see an apostrophe after the letter, you would turn it anti-clockwise instead. In cubing terms, we actually call this apostrophe prime. If you are finding it hard to work out if it is going clockwise or anti-clockwise, just face that side in front of you and picture which way a clock ticks. With practice, you will begin to remember every move off by heart. A common mistake beginners make with this is thinking that B would go in the same direction as F. Just because they are opposite each other doesn't mean that they would go in the same direction. If a letter has a number 2 after it, you would simply turn that face 2 times. For example, a D2 would be rotating the down face 2 times. Here, it doesn't matter if you are turning it clockwise or anti-clockwise, as they would both do the same thing in this case. This was all the basic parts of cube notation. We're now going to go through some other types of cube notation. If you see a lowercase letter, it means to turn 2 layers at once. We can call these wide moves. For example, a lowercase r would be known as r wide, and it can be done like this. Similarly, an F wide would look like this. Let's now go over cube rotations. We express cube rotations with the letters X, Y and Z. X goes in the same direction as R, so X would look like this. X prime would just be going in the other direction instead, like R prime, and X2 would look like this. Y goes in the same direction as U, so Y would look like this. Y prime would just be going in the other direction, like U prime, and Y2 would look like this. Let's finally go over Z rotations. Since Z goes in the same direction as F, a Z would look like this. A Z prime would just be going in the opposite direction, like F prime, and Z2 would look like this. Now for the final part of cube notation, slice turns. We express slice turns with the letters M, E and S. Since M goes in the same direction as L, an M would look like this. An M prime will go in the opposite way, like L prime, and M2 would look like this. Since E goes in the same direction as D, an E would look like this. An E prime goes in the other way, like D prime, and E2 will look like this. Since S follows F, an S would look like this. An S prime would go in the opposite direction to S, like F prime, and S2 would look like this. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, feel free to like the video and share this video to your friends. Also, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and click on the bell icon, as according to YouTube, 90.8% of you are not yet subscribed, and I know we can do a whole lot better than that. Let's try to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and feel free to click on one of the following videos shown on the end screen and enjoy.